So it looks like our boy, the big homie, Yay.
Yo,
And for
big
those of
homie.
you who don't know, I call everybody the big homie. So if you don't like Kanye, I'm sure all the people that hate Kanye, you are, no, you call Kanye the big homie. Wait, let me make this. Let me make
And
myself
even
bigger.
Noriega looking at you funny when you said that.
Right, even Noriega looking at me funny, like, what you mean the big homie?
Like,
The big homie, you know. But I just want y'all to get a better look at me while I mock everybody real quick. So while you all are going, oh, Kanye's not the big homie, you a Kanye fan, and Kanye. I say that about everybody.
yeah, that's
Okay,
facts. He do.
like the big homie Joe Biden,
The
you
big
know,
homie
the
Biden.
big homie
BHB. BHB.
BHB, big homie Biden. Everybody's the big homie to me. So let's not get our panties in a bunch, you know. And you're all in the comment section going, "Oh, Kanye is kind of the big homie. He's not nobody's big homie. Kanye's not my
Unsubscribe.
big homie." Like, all right, all right.
Unsubscribe. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta love it when people announce that they're gonna unsubscribe your channel. Like, okay, but you know. Before we get into it, man, shout out to Forgotten Kings TV. Yeah, because I did get this from Forgotten Kings TV, and that's obvious because the logo is all up on the video. So
I was about to say, you ain't the only one that use watermarks. You know,
yeah, ain't the only one to use watermarks. Forgotten Kings said, boom,
right
there. You
shout
know?
out to Forgotten Kings. And
then shout out to and then shout out to the person that actually recorded this video with Kanye.
With Kanye,
yeah, it's I don't know how to say that, but it's at KHROMEZANOTTI. So whoever that is, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Twitter. I'm sure that's their little at handles. And let's get into it. Let's find out what Kanye had to say to N.O.R.E, because Nori clearly doesn't like that I call Ye the big homie. So let's see what Kanye has to say about this apology, because apparently he apologized.
Yay, Noriega apologized for your George Floyd comments. How do you feel about that?
I feel like Black Lives Matter is like a warm water, it's a hot shower, and White Lives Matter is a cold shower. The funny thing about woke culture is woke culture is not really woke like that. A lot of times people, they would rather just exist inside of the pain of a lie than deal with the harsh realities of the truth. For us to look further, look at like JFK.
I just want to stop right there. Like, that was deep. Everybody say a lot of us would like to deal. I'm right. Something about the pain of living in the harsh reality of the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some people would rather, live in comfort and pain and deal with the harsh reality of the truth. That's facts.
Yeah, before people get triggered, you get what I'm saying? Nobody's saying that I agree with Kanye or whatever. We don't even know what he's saying yet. But it's sad that you have to keep putting buffers like this up because people are so emotional. They just can't sit and listen to what somebody has to say before they start crying about it. You always got to put a buffer up and be like, hey, I'm not saying that I'm agreeing. I'm just saying that I thought that was deep. You always got to put a buffer up because people are so emotional.
I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like what I said is what I said. I don't care how people feel about it. Like we got our own cancel culture within cancel culture, and that's got to stop. If I agree with somebody that you don't like, oh well, you know what I'm saying? If you don't like me because I agree with one sentence that this person said, that's on you. That's a reflection on you. I don't care. I don't think that people really need to be deploying airbags for the emotionally stupid. The emotionally stupid is one of the reasons that we have issues that we have right now. The emotionally stupid is one of the reasons why the world is so painfully correct. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's a Band-Aid that needs to get ripped off without no anesthetic. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
And there it is.
There it is. Like that. A lot of times people, they would rather just exist inside of the pain of a lie than deal with the harsh realities of the truth.
That was deep. Let's carry on.
To look further, look at like JFK, how many documentaries there are on what happened there. Like, as a people, we are a sophisticated people that have to look in and be willing to challenge things, not just take what the media has fed us. The interview we had was amazing, and the exact people who sent people in the streets for Black Lives Matter were able to derail the interview and a lot of the ideas just based off the main comment. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by these people honking over here and stuff.
I understand.
So with Nori is my brother. He's under a lot of pressure. If you look at the first thing it says, Nori does an interview with Rosenberg. But what's the exact thing I was saying? I said the Jewish media controls so many things. It's not all the Jewish people, but there's specifically Jewish people in media that are in power that try to have, they bought the black voice, but they haven't been able to buy my voice. So instead they blackballed me, they threatened people to not interview me, they threatened people to get away from me, they closed down my stadiums. Love you too, family, love you too. Yeah. You said thinking, right? Appreciate you. Yeah, they've done all this stuff for years, messing with me, just like poking at me, like calling.
Real quick, Kanye look mad homeless, but that's beside the point.
My name is Jay. Anytime they say Kanye West,
my fault. You about to say something, but you was muted. What was you gonna say?
Nah, I was about to say that's how you can actually tell somebody with money. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that, you know, when's the last time you saw Bill Gates with some Gucci print? You know what I'm saying? Like when is the last time you saw Elon Musk with some Gucci print? The most you will see them wear is like a white business shirt or a blue business shirt with the collar unbuttoned with a pin in it so they can sign a check or so they can, you know, write a check. You don't really see like rich people. I mean, why would he, you know, he about to go on a private plane right here in this video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so, you know, you can sit there and clown him. You got holes all in your hoodie. What kind of plane you about to drive off in? I mean, that's the immediate response and shut all of that stuff down. And like the thing is that's what people need to realize, that we're always the ones on the other end of that, shutting all that down. You know what I'm saying? Like you just worked all these hours for your brand new car. You know what I'm saying? While somebody else is going to a car dealership that they own to pick out the most expensive one, because when you're that rich, why have a garage when you can switch cars and just use your dealership cars all day? You know what I'm saying? The level of three-dimensional thinking when it comes to dealing with us for things like this, when it comes to like wealth and, you know, finances, is just lacking severely. Like it is just not there. There will be somebody in the comment section that says, yeah, you know, Kanye is looking mad rough. My response to that would be, he's probably not looking as rough as the turbulence in his private plane that costs more than your entire life.
And for the record, when Rob was making the statements that he said and said there'll probably be somebody in the comment section, I know when somebody sneak this to me, Rob was just talking to me directly. He was telling me all this directly. So, you know, it's cool. We still cool though, Rob. We cool. I'm not tripping. He was sneak this to me. Rob was like, yeah, he about to get his private jet. What jet you about to fly off?
That's hilarious. Blacklight Airways, you know what I'm saying?
Rob is the master troll / sneak disser. Rob would be sneak dissing you right in front of your face, and you'd be like, yeah. You're
like, hey man, like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
Change my name. It's like Cassius Clay to Ali. You respect me as a man, as an American, that my name is Jay, that I have the right to choose what my name is. So when media does that, it's already disrespect. I love rappers. Rappers are artists. But when media calls me a rapper, it's specifically to not bring up the fact that I'm worth $11 billion, that I'm the richest black man of all time, that I'm a billionaire, that I'm a tycoon, that I'm a visionary. And if I say that, if I say those three things, then they'll say I'm a narcissist, right?
That is interesting. And that's really true. How whenever they speak about Kanye in the media, they never bring up that he's a billionaire. Technically, if you're talking about net worth, he's a billionaire. It never, ever do. When they talk about Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg or any of these other, you know, white billionaires, they always let you know what their bank account is before they like get into all that. You know, they'll say whatever, Elon Musk, I don't know, the third richest man in the world or something like that. They always make sure to let you know the power position they hold through wealth. But whenever they talk about Kanye, it's just, you know, rapper yay, you know, and that's it. Like that's how they introduce him.
It's never It's not just Kanye. What black billionaire or what black millionaire have you ever heard the media address with their financial status leading? Did they ever address Bill Cosby as that? Do they ever address Byron Allen as that? Do they ever address any black individual? LeBron James, is he ever addressed as a millionaire, billionaire? 50 Cent, Jay-Z, any of these affluent black people?
Diddy? These are all people that are like technically billionaires. You know, Diddy's a billionaire on paper, right? Net worth. Diddy's a billionaire. Jay-Z's a billionaire. LeBron is a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? But they never lead into discussion with them by their actual, you know, status of wealth. It's just, you know,
as far as I'm concerned,
4-time NBA champion LeBron James. You know what I mean? Like that's it.
Why not? That's like the thing is you don't need to cancel these Kanye, you know, interviews. You need to answer the questions. Why is it that the white media has a difficult time addressing a black man with the financial status first? Why is that? Why is it not billionaire 50 Cent? Why is it not billionaire, Kanye West? Why is it not billionaire, Jay-Z? Why not? The reason why is because that particular culture of people, part of their culture is to economically disenfranchise people. Again, the model has worked the best on black people. So if you're economically disenfranchising people, you're not going to lead to show numbers of black successful economic people. It's part of the whole media thing that Kanye is actually talking about. And my thing is, don't scurry under a rock. Get out from up under that rock and answer the question. I'm tired of all of this anti-everybody else thing, and you can't even address a black man with his financial status. There, as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing anti-anything about what Kanye West is saying here. And the question should be, why is the media so anti-black? How does a shooting in Buffalo turn into anti-Semitism? How did the comments about George Floyd turn into anti-Semitism? Last time I checked, you know, that wasn't what George Floyd's practicing religion was.
Or, you know, if we are going to keep flipping these things into anti-Semitism, which they have been, you know, maybe it's time we start addressing, you know, who the real Hebrew Israelites are.
Or maybe we need to start addressing where all the reparations should come from.
Yeah.
But they push you down so much that you got to fight just to say who you are. You know, what I got from the documentary, from the Candace Owens documentary, was I felt like it was a setup. I felt that in the documentary, if you look at it, he told his roommates they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. Well, who is they? I'm gonna pose it as a question, as opposed to, you know, giving you some kind of theory that I can't pinpoint. And this idea, these martyrs that we have, it's 14 kids that's dying in Chicago every single day. And they have this Jewish media, black media, trauma culture, trauma economy, the stuff that Charlemagne the God works for, the stuff that Rosenberg works for, the stuff that academics, you got to understand, all these people that y'all listening to out here, I'm going to tell y'all, they getting their checks cut. You know, and y'all, I need y'all to really respect what I'm doing, the stuff that I'm doing, and I'm staying online, and love the fact, look, I got money, I got my songs, I could go off and just go to, you know, Hawaii and live a nice life. That means that God has called me to sacrifice all of that in order to bring the truth. That's what I'm saying. They don't cut my check. You listen to people that's getting their check cut by Jewish media. George Soros, come and meet with me directly. I told you, you ain't gonna send none of these people that you usually send. Charlemagne, we know all the names. N.O.R.E is a good guy. Like he said, he called me this morning, he said, maybe politics is a little bit too much for me. Everybody back up off of Nori. This is like, he was giving a platform, right? Which no one does.
I like that he said to back up off N.O.R.E. I actually I appreciate that based off of what we just talked about concerning Nori's apology. I like that he said that because Nori's catching a raw deal right now. He seems like a good dude, man, who's just trying to have fun, run his little podcast, have a little drinky drink, and just shoot the ish about whatever comes to the table. And he's getting dragged through the mud right now.
This got to be overwhelmed. Like Nori's not that guy.
He's not that guy,
and he'll be the first person. And he'll be the first person to say it. Like, I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't expecting all this. I'm just trying to have a podcast and chill and kick it. Like, if you look at the tweets, like, he was so happy because it did such good numbers. You know what I mean? Like, like,
he was super excited. He started calling out all types of people. Like, I want to have Umar, Reza Islam next. And he was calling out, like, all types of people.
And look at the people he was calling out that he wanted on there.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, like, I agree, like, people need to back up off N.O.R.E, but at the same time, N.O.R.E need to listen to that and back up off himself also. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
You don't need to be so hard on yourself because some other group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to do that.
Exactly.
There's no free thought anymore. I give you one last bar before I get on this flight. And in order for us to evolve, we have to walk forward. The left leg moving forward is the idea. The right leg moving forward is the actualization. I like the word actualization better than the execution. We need the idea, we need to be realized. We need the idea, we need to be realized. Right now, the thought police have us crawling. We have stopped evolving. We have to fight for free thought, to say how we feel and act upon that. In Jesus' name, amen.
There's a part of me that leans into, the theories that some people have on like what's going on with Kanye and stuff like that, that I listen to, where they say like this is all like a psyop, right? Some sort of a psyop. I've heard people say that. And it does make me wonder a little bit when you sit here and you listen to Kanye say all the things that he says and the things that he's been saying. And for the most part, I want to say, and it's just me, I speak for myself, right? I want to say about 90% of the stuff that he said in totality that has come out of his mouth that everybody's listened to and that we've all reacted to, ever since the White Lives Matter shirt. Everything started with that White Lives Matter shirt. And then from there, things progressed forward into where we are right now. From the White Lives Matter shirt until now, you take into everything that he said, that he's talked about, he's been about 90% correct on everything for the most part, But the problem is that he is who he is, with the stigma that he has on him of being crazy, erratic, mentally unstable, and all the other things. So in essence,
is that true though? Because a lot of people who don't necessarily see the world the way that most people see the world, they always say that they're crazy. If you look at any video about Nikola Tesla, and I always bring up Nikola Tesla because he's a verified, somebody that had a really high IQ.
Mm-hmm.
They always say that he lived a quote unquote odd lifestyle. Mm-hmm. He had little quirks about him. And again, I have to be consistent. You see what I'm saying? When somebody commits a crime, in my opinion, it's never excusable to use mental health. So if it's not excusable to use mental health when you've committed a crime, someone simply saying Kanye is crazy is nothing. You have to actually look at the actions and the things that he's saying. And when it comes down to the things that he's saying, I disagree with a lot of his takes as far as politics. I disagree with a lot of his takes as far as, the George Floyd situation. Everything that he said since then, I agree with. And he used the White Lives Matter shirt just to get people's attention because he knows how people are. It's very sad how people are, but you have to slap people right in the face with a wet hand in order for them to pay attention. That's what he did with that White Lives Matter shirt. He slapped everybody right in the face with the wet hand. And now that he's got your attention, he's trying to, use the economy of words and make sure that the things that he says are messages being delivered effectively.
And it's really a shame that you have to go about it that way too, because you and I both know, coming off of like our main channels, just trying to give people information straight up, people don't want to really hear.
They don't want it,
and they don't want it. So it then it also plays into like the thought that I have in my mind now, and like I'm sure many people think to themselves is like, what's even the point of it all? Humanity it's pointless, right? Trying to wake
that's why we got AI coming.
Yeah, it becomes almost pointless to wake people up or try to wake people up because if you just do it in a straightforward manner where it's just the information, well, that's not entertaining enough, so nobody wants to hear that, and you're not going to get views, and just nobody cares. But if you do something like throw a White Lives Matter on, or just say anything that jolts people, emotionally to where now you have their attention, then from that point on, you could say anything that's true, but we're just going to deem you as being crazy and stupid because of the initial thing that you did to get our attention.
With no doctor's diagnosis.
So it's like it's a lose-lose. You just can't wake anybody up. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Well, with no doctor's diagnosis either. Because who's actually officially diagnosed him is crazy.
Exactly.
I say that he says some crazy
term
stuff.
That people use to just kind of dismiss people and not want to hear what they have to say.
It's the same thing as conspiracy theorists. It's the same thing as racism. It's the same thing as any of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that what Kanye West has done and what he's shown is that it is true that we're now in a post-truth reality where people are more substantiated in reality by an emotional knee-jerk than they are by actual facts. You see, facts are getting canceled. You see what I'm saying? The things that Kanye had, the entire interview has been canceled. It wasn't just the part that people found offensive. The entire interview has been found, has been canceled. None of those.
And also at first too, if I remember correctly, Nori was just going to edit certain parts out. He doesn't edit Drink Champs. He never does. He doesn't do it. Right. He lets it plays all the way through. But I remember when everything first started, he said that he was gonna like edit and cut certain things out that Ye said that was, I guess deemed offensive, right? And okay, that's fine, whatever. It's your show if that's what you want to do. But then, of course, the powers that be said no. Take the whole thing off. That's what you're going to do, boy. That's what you're gonna do, boy. Take the whole thing down because we said so.
Because we said so.
Shout
out to hip hop cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, like the world is correct until we come up with some type of way to deal with that or some kind of way to combat that. It's just going to continue to be that. Has anybody ever asked themselves the question, why do we keep asking the same questions? All our life, we've been asking the same questions. Why haven't any of them been answered? I can remember my parents talking about this. Well, they're going to make him apologize. Here I am now, 41-year-old man. My parents have retired, and I'm asking the same questions that my parents have asked.
That's nuts. That's nuts when you really think about it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're all having the same conversations that we've been having for like the last 100 years.
Just different characters.
Just different characters, same conversation. I'm 37. How long? My whole life I've been hearing about, those people owning, running, and controlling the entertainment industry and everything else. And it continues to hold to be true because, Kanye, that Drink Champs interview didn't come down because of the George Floyd part.
No,
we know why it came down.
Right.
But the reality is because they do run and control everything, we can't even really say it here because, hey, next thing you know, just talking will be just gone.
It'll be just clipped. It'll be just yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Along with your JP Morgan Chase bank account.
Man, I you know what? I don't use JP Morgan Chase.
Yeah, no, me neither.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Bitcoin wallets. You know what I'm saying?
That I had that. I was thinking about that when the news had first hit about Kanye and the JP Morgan Chase bank thing.
Yeah.
And my mind just always thinks about like how do you circumvent this stuff? And then like that's when like the crypto hard wallets and everything like that came into play for me. Like, so can't nobody play with your money. You see how they did those folks that were trying to help the truckers in Canada. Remember when Trudeau He froze everybody's bank account.
Froze their bank account. Now,
if you're participating
financial warfare.
in those protests, if you're participating in those protests in Canada, or you were sending money to people's Cash Apps or certain people's PayPal who are associated with those protests, they'll freeze your whole bank account. We don't.
Now, why is it
you need food? You need to buy food. Hey, that's not our problem.
Now, why is it that you're not allowed to do that to that particular group of people? There's actually laws against it called anti-BDS laws.
Google that, everybody. Anti-BDS laws. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that, but I'm gonna find out about that, and then we're gonna come back with Rob and talk about it here.